Hi friends, Delaney's mama here. I'm here to do an art lesson with you today, and I hope that it'll cheer us all up since we've all been stuck inside so long, and maybe we can make some cool things together. I thought we could make a piece of artwork out of trash because this month is Earth Month, and it's a good month to reuse things we already have and to learn how to recycle objects. So today we're going to make butterflies out of things you can find in the trash. So these are some of the supplies that you're going to need today. You're going to need a pencil, scissors, glue, and then any kind of recycled materials that you can find around the house. So I'm going to use an old piece of cardboard. You could use construction paper, but this is going to be my base for my butterfly. And then if you have any kind of magazines or old tissue paper or leftover party napkins, those things will all work perfectly. So see what you can find. I'll give you a couple minutes. Okay, did you find some recycled materials? Did you pull some things out of the trash can? Some things that probably wouldn't be good would maybe be like an old, soggy, greasy pizza box, or we don't want to cut up anything that's important like dollar bills or birth certificates. That could go really bad. I think your parents would be pretty mad. So make sure before you start that these are things that aren't important to your parents. All right, so I have my piece of cardboard here. It's kind of flimsy. You can use construction paper or any kind of paper you can find. But the first step is I'm going to fold this in half. So it's hard to draw a butterfly because they are symmetrical, meaning a mirror image of each other. So I'm going to teach you a trick on how to make your butterfly even and symmetrical. You're going to fold your piece of paper or cardboard, and you're going to draw your butterfly wings on just one side. So you're going to draw half of the butterfly. So I'm going to draw this out. It's okay if you make mistakes. Don't worry about it. You don't even have to erase them because we're going to be gluing things right on top. But what you do want to do is try and fill the entire half of this page. So that way your butterfly is nice and big. So here's mine. If you need to pause and take some time to do this, go ahead and pause now. All right, so the next step is going to be to cut out your butterfly. Make sure that the middle of the butterfly is along this fold, okay? And then we're going to cut out the wings while the paper or the cardboard is still folded. And it doesn't need to be perfect. No matter what you do, this trash is going to be way cooler and prettier than when you started. Okay, so I have my butterfly wings cut out, and when I unfold them, I've got my whole butterfly. All right, so move your scraps aside. And the next step is going to be to draw the butterfly's body and to draw a border along the outside of the wings. So you're going to just sort of trace your shape so that way there's a border around the outside of the wings, because we're going to do something different in this spot than in the middle. So take your time and do this. Again, it does not have to be perfect. It's just a guideline. But do you see how I drew the body in the middle? And then I traced along the outside here. So there's a border. Okay, So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to fill in this middle part. And you want some colorful pieces of paper or tissue paper or napkins, whatever trash you can find. I'm going to use an old magazine. Bon appetit. So I'm going to look through here and I'm going to try and find some colorful pages that I like. Maybe we should have tacos for dinner. So take some time and rip out the pages that you want. And then once you have some pieces torn out of colors that you like, what we're going to do is you're going to take your pieces and you can either cut them up or you can kind of tear them into little scrap pieces. Because what we're going to do in the middle of this butterfly is we're going to glue on these little scrap pieces with a technique that's going to turn out something like a mosaic. So a mosaic is when you put tiny pieces of shapes or objects together, leaving space in between, and you get a kind of beautiful piece of colorful artwork. A lot of artists make mosaics out of tile or glass, but mosaics are perfect for recycled art because you can use pretty much anything that you can rip up or break into pieces. So for our butterfly, I'm going to take my pieces that I tore up. I'm going to use my glue stick. If you just have white glue, that's fine too. But cover a spot that you want these pieces to go. Okay, I'm going to start with this wing. And I'm just going to spread out the glue. I'm going to take my little pieces and I'm going to fill in this spot. But what I want to do, if you want it to look like a mosaic, again, you can do this however you would like. It's your butterfly and your artwork. But I want mine to look like a mosaic. So I'm going to leave some spaces in between my shapes. So let me give you an idea of what this is going to look like. You can even rip them tinier as you go if you need to, and move some pieces around if they don't quite fit. And if you look, you can see the different gaps that I have in between my colorful pieces of paper. So I'm just going to keep working and fill this in. So I've got the body done, or the wings done, I should say. And I'm going to use a big piece of paper to fill this in. You could also color it in with markers if you have that. But I'm just going to cut out a big piece of blue for the body to fit. I think that will look good. So I'm just gonna kind of eyeball the size. If it doesn't quite fit, you can always just add more on top of each other like you did with the mosaic. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Okay, here's my butterfly so far.